it's alright. Yeah. Goddamn, we was hit last night. Wouldn't you rather get along? Wouldn't you rather get along? You was coughing when you hit my way. But I've never seen you feel that free. You're so cute, you wanna be like me. Wouldn't you rather get along? Wouldn't you rather get along? Until there is no longer. Let's get lost inside the crowd. You gotta walk home. I can calm you down. Yeah. Well, I was busy when you hit my phone. But you missed me, told me come back home. Yeah, and you don't really like to sleep alone. But I'm taking too long. I'm always taking too long. Baby, we don't need a trip, we could be right here. When the shit get weird, we can switch up gears. I wanna see them lips, kiss ear to ear. I wanna hear your song. Oh, I wanna feel just how you feel. Touch it one more time so I know you're real. We could spin that wheel. Wouldn't you rather get along? Until there is no longer. Let's get lost inside the crowd. You gotta walk home. I'm coming down. I think we just might be alright. Thank God. I think we're gonna be alright, okay.
What's up, Lauren? Streaming from the course. Tuning in from the course, excuse me. Let's get this going. 7 years without Mac Miller, or 6 years, excuse me, without Mac Miller. Mac Miller playlist all weekend. Welcome to the stream. We got a fun one planned. We're doing a chicken fricassee, however you say it. It's like a chicken stew with mushrooms and great sauce. We're gonna do a polenta kind of side on it. I'm excited about it. Hopefully Lauren is as well, the only one else watching at the moment. These are always the most awkward to start, but we're just gonna jump right in. We are gonna be using some Sauvignon Blanc in the sauce here. So we're gonna start out with a little glass of that. Lauren, I know you've been slanging drinks, but have you been able to partake? If so, cheers. Alright, we got a lot going on. Per usual, as always. The polenta, creamy polenta, takes like 45 minutes, and then same with the chicken. So let's get the polenta running. We're gonna start, I already have this measured out, but it's 1 cup of cream to 1 cup of our homemade chicken stock. We got the, it's warm, but it's gelatinous. So stoked about that. So let's get that up to temp. Going just right into this guy. Let's try to get as much of this out. This is the good stuff. All right. Devin's yelling at me. I need to get her a beer. It's got a Seattle Classic. I don't know if Robert's here yet. Oh, there he is. Devin's request. Good to see you, Moses Lake crew, as always. Cheers if you're partaking. Alright, so polenta's warming up, or our liquid for the polenta's warming up. We also have this gorgeous chicken. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use white meat or dark meat on this. I'm thinking the yuck. I'm thinking the breast is gonna present better. We're gonna do both of them and see what I like at the end, and then use one or the other, so to speak. So these have been brining for the last, like, I think we had at least 2 to 3 hours in the brine. And then they were just, we took them out, lightly salted them, put them on paper towel, get as much water out of them as possible. So that's where we're at now. We're going to lightly oil them and then put our dry rub on it. I just whooped this up, what we had in the spice cupboard. Salt, pepper, MSG, onion salt, garlic salt, paprika, chili powder, a little bit of sugar, tomato or mustard, ground mustard. I don't know, this, that, the other. So let's get these guys oiled just a little bit. Reason being is it will like help with everything sticking on it a little bit better. I should have flipped these over first. So we could have done the underside first, but it's okay. Alright, then we're just gonna go liberal. Alright, I'd rather have it too seasoned than not enough. Alright, quick flip. Alright, oh, almost got the oil. Alright, we're using olive oil. You could use any oil, but I like the flavor of olive oil, and we don't really care about the high smoke point. And this is like a French dish, so might as well go with the olive oil. Alright, doing the other side, liberal seasoning. Alright. What am I doing? Alright, flipping these guys back over, putting them on the kind of rack. See if they need any extra seasoning, finishings. Make sure the skin is kind of spread out as much as possible. We kind of got screwed on the breast skin, so to speak. But that's okay. Especially on this guy. Alright, gorgeous. Alright, throw this guy away real quick. Alright, heavily seasoned chicken going in the oven. Excuse me, 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. Alright, it's right after 5, so right around 6 or so. We'll kind of check. See where we're at. We'll continue to check, to be honest. Alright, the other thing we already made today is some fresh basil oil. This is just going to be a little finisher, hopefully that we can present this in a half decent looking way. Basil oil, we've made oil like this on the stream in the past, but super simple. Blanch basil or cilantro, parsley, chive, whatever your excuse me, herb of choice is. Once it's blanched, put it in ice water. Then once it's like not done, or once it's done being warm, put it on paper towel, get as much liquid out, then blend it with your favorite oil of choice there. So that's all we did. Okay, we got our chicken in the oven. This guy's coming up to heat eventually. Yep. Let's talk about the fricassee, however you say it. So we're using this pan. You'll notice it's kind of dirty. I rendered out chicken skin and fat in this pan. We have a little bit of fond at the bottom. Typically we would be cooking the chicken in this pan and then taking it out, finishing it in the oven, and using the fond from the chicken. But I'm a little worried with the such little strips of chicken skin on there. That's gonna sear up too much, and I just don't want to ruin it. So we're doing straight in the oven for the chicken, and then we use the chicken skin and fat to get some fond at the bottom, some oil at the bottom too. So we'll use this here in a minute to make our actual fricassee kind of sauce, I guess is what you'd call it. So let's get a little bit of that prepped. We're going to be using shallot. I also just sharpened my knives today, so I'm pretty excited about it. I love shallot. If you guys, I'm sure you guys know what shallot is, but if you aren't familiar, but it's like a little bit of a elevation. So it's like a mixture of, they say it's like a mixture of onion and garlic, but I think it's more onion than garlic. And it just has a great kind of middle of the road flavor. And it has this gorgeous kind of purpley look to it. I want the sauce to be pretty clean looking. So it is important how we cut the shallot, opposed to just using it for the flavor here. Alright, so I'm leaving them in these kind of half moon shapes on purpose here. Do the same thing on this guy. Alright, we want to do as somewhat of a fine chop on this. Oops. Alright. Nice and uniform. Small dice. Our cream stock mixture is almost up to temp here. Alright, so this is our polenta or grits. If Robert's watching, I know it's not your favorite, but I promise it's a delicious kind of base or spread that will go in with the meal here. So we'll dump this into our hot stock and cream mixture. And then we want to make sure that this is mixed up so it doesn't clump. And eventually, slowly but surely, this is all going to like soak up all the liquid. We'll actually be adding more and more and more as we kind of go on here. So that's moving along. Back to our shallot. One kind of fell apart on us at the end here, but all right. I like that. Let's save the rest of this. As I was saying, chicken fricassee is a kind of like a chicken stew almost, and then it just has mushrooms and cream is the kind of like base of the flavor and thought here. So we have some gorgeous shallot. Let's get our mushrooms going next. All right. I wanted to get like a medley of mushrooms, but yeah, Chronicles of the Grocery Store not having what I want. We went with Baby Bella. I like the Baby Bellas because they have the brown outside and then the white on the inside, so to speak, which I think is a half decent look. And then we're gonna grab these kind of littler ones. So I like those size, that size. These bigger ones back. All right, a few ways you can do mushrooms. Some people like to pull out the centers. I think we are gonna do that on these. Just so we have that kind of uniform U look or shape. We're just pinching and turning. Alright, you'll notice our polenta is already soaking up all of this liquid. Turn our heat down. Now I don't use all of our homemade stock on the grits here, polenta, so give a little bit of store-bought. Just loosen this up a bit. Let it continue on. Again, like good 45 minutes of that. Alright, we got our little button mushrooms, Baby Bellas. and then the mushrooms, I think I just want to do like thin little slices. I was thinking of like a couple ways, like having the actual like base of the stock, having these mushrooms thinly sliced, and then putting a couple different ones on top. Maybe we do that. But for this part, we'll just do some thin slices. I want them to have like some meat to them, so to speak, so not crazy thin. Something like that. How are these guys looking? Alright, we almost forgot to season this. So, grits, polenta, they can take a lot of salt. It's basically just like ground up corn. So we're going to season this pretty heavily to start here. And then we'll adjust throughout. We're going to be adding butter throughout, but I did render out a bunch of chicken fat earlier, like I mentioned. This is a chicken dish. I want chicken flavor throughout, so we're going to add some of that right here. Alright, a couple more mushrooms. Probably should have got a bigger cup. Alright, mushrooms are good. Anyone know what I'm chopping next? Say again? Garlic. You guys gotta run. Onion, potato, garlic harvest next week. Alright, we need some garlic. Alright, so we are just de-skinning this. We're gonna go a fine chop here in a moment. Poncho, what's up? We got June and Harper. Congrats on the second girl in a row. I love it. I love it. I was so stoked to see it on online, bro. That's absolutely insane. All right, come on, little pieces of paper. All right, last little guy. We'll chop these up. Alright, we'll quickly cut these little end bits off. right, little garlic action. Let's get these guys going. I do want the garlic pretty finely chopped. We'll see how fine we go here. Those are grits, polenta. Alright, appreciate you guys bearing with me while I chop garlic. Alright, a couple more pieces, bear with me. Alright, garlic has been chopped. I appreciate you guys. Feels like a lot of garlic. We'll see. Alright, let's get some butter in here. Oops. So I already opened one. Let's do this one. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes on the chicken. Looking great. Looking great. Alright, let's get some of this rolling here. We got our heat on. Let's get a little bit of our quick camera change. So we've got our chicken fat here. There's already some in the pan, but adding just a little bit more. This guy up and hot. Where's my drink at? Moment for cheers. We're pretty much empty. Cheers. All right, moment for cleaning. Oh. All right. A couple of these mushrooms didn't fit in the bag, so we're gonna add them. All right, temp coming up. All right, we obviously got some herbs we're going to be going in here. This is some parsley. We're just going to chop up. Alright, when cooking mushrooms, they notoriously soak up all the fat in there. So that's where we're at the moment. We're going to season these, quick salt, pepper, and MSG. And then we're just going to let them sit on that side, or whatever kind of side they're on. Give it a couple minutes, brown them, and then do a real, like, scrape the bottom of the pan, toss them up a bit here. All right, back to the parsley. Alright, I'm also gonna throw in, rip this in half. It's a rose, that's actually the other one. Little rosemary guy in there. Oh, bless him. Excuse me, had to blow my nose. Oh, that was gross. Alright, quick stir, quick hand wash. All right, quick look at our polenta, a little mix around. Turn the heat down a touch. It's a little boily. These are looking great. Let's get some thyme in there. And a couple sprigs that look healthy. Oh, that smells so nice. All right, in a moment we'll add our shallot. We'll add our garlic. We'll deglaze with a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc. We're excited. King Gar, no, not too poor. This is mushrooms and stock. What else we got? And chicken. This is basic. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. As always, King Gar. All right, we got this. I think it's time. Let's add our shallot. Do a little bit more chicken fat. All right, how's our polenta? Quick little mix about. All right, let's add this garlic. This is probably too much garlic, but
Never do that.
we're cooking it down. It's not that big a deal. Oh, blow my nose one more time. Sorry. All right. Another hand wash. All right, quick mix around. We're gonna let this sit. I want the fond to develop on the bottom. We're gonna let that brown just a little bit longer. I think I'm dry. How you doing? I think we're gonna crack a beer for the rest of the show. All right, we got Robert's favorite coming in.
You smell the garlic.
Smells good, right? Oh, thank you for the follow, Kingar. Appreciate that. All right. Looking good, feeling good. Let's take a look at our chicken. So far, so good. Looking great. Skin cinched up a little bit, but all right, back in the oven, a couple more minutes. All right, I don't know if you guys can see the bottom of this pan. All the brown stuff, that's everything we want and more. All right. Let's crank our heat. Get ready to deglaze. You guys excited? Do we have fire? Do we have a lighter or match? Little enfant bay. All right, let's see if it makes sense to light this guy up. All right, you guys ready?
Turn the fan on, maybe?
Yeah, good call. I don't know if you guys can see it. We're flaming on. All right, we're gonna let this reduce almost all the way down. Sorry, buddy. Little dinner and a show. You love it? Love to see it? All right. This is pulling out some of all the stops. Sorry, Kingar. Oh, if I can open this. All right, so we have some Parmesan rind. We're gonna throw in there. We're gonna slice it maybe in thirds. Maybe in half, actually. All right, couple Parmesan rinds we're throwing in. And we just really want those to kind of soak and release their cheesy flavor. I don't know, you know what's coming with that. All right, most of the wine has evaporated, reduced. Let's add our chicken stock. All right, once again, this is homemade chicken stock. You see the gelatinous to it. It's a little warm, that's why it's not like straight up jello. Alright, start with that. Give this guy a mix about. Gorgeous. Use the wrong mixer, but that's okay. This guy's looking thin again. Let's add a little bit of cream. Just to thin it out. The whole grits or polenta game is constantly thinning it out, adding a little bit of fat as you go along, seasoning as you go along, and then the last 15 minutes or so, like truly adding all the flavor we want. So we'll add the Parmesan, we'll add a little bit more salt, kind of taste from there. We're excited. Meat jello, I know. That's how you know the stock's great. All right, we got our parsley over here. We're gonna kind of late in the game finish our fricassee sauce with that. We've got the pure Irish butter here. Get a couple slices ready to go here. All right, let all this reduce, mix this guy about. All right, it's officially been like 45 minutes on our chicken. My favorite question for the chat. What is internal temperature chicken needs to be when it's done? Internal temperature of chicken when it's done. Let's see it. Let's hear it. $165. There we go. Well done. Well done. I love when people know what's up. All right, let's get a quick test on these. See how we're looking even. Looking gorgeous. All right, let's turn our oven off. It's the thickest guy here. That guy looks done. Oh yeah. All right, let's take these guys out. Where am I gonna put them? All right, our white skill's a little blown out, but you can see it looks gorgeous. All right, we'll let those sit and chill for a minute. This guy's up to heat, turn him down. Just let him kind of reduce, let the water evaporate, our flavors kind of condense. All right, how do we want to present this? I think we're doing big bowls.
Yeah.
Feels right, right? Oh. All right, real chicken fricassee. We're finishing them in here. All right, we're putting those pieces in there just for the added flavor. Again, I think I'm gonna lean on the breast. I normally never use chicken breast, so we'll see here. But it is what it is. But more flavor in there, the better, right? So I'm happy with that. All right, moment for cheers. Oh, white fluster, I see. Is it this guy? Oh, is it the dog? Is this the white buddy you see? Hi, buddy. Hi. Can you say hi to everyone? Are you excited for some chicken later? Hi. Hi. Yeah, we have the kitchen hazard over here, sitting right in front of everywhere I need to be. All right, a couple more minutes on our chicken to reduce here. Let's see our grits, polenta, what have you. I think it's time we taste these guys. Yeah, he's a fluffy boy. Samoyed, year and a half, almost year and 18 months, something like that. He's a fluffy boy. Alright, they need like 5-ish more minutes. A little bit more salt. Let's get our parm going in there. I think it's time. Alright, so we have some parm. Microplaner. We'll just go crazy. Oh, making a mess. Alright, we'll start there. Mix him about. Turn the heat down. Alright, let's do another quick sesh of parm. Alright, looking good, feeling good. Let's wipe this guy down. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting excited. This is Ship It Up Nicely. It's funny you say that. I always say that, like, I swear I should do a cleanup stream where it's just me doing the dishes. I don't know why, but I feel like I would get views on that. Just doing the dishes for like 2 hours straight. Cheers while we hang. Alright, let's taste our fricassee sauce. Fricassee. No, it's fricassee. I looked it up before. You should double check your pronunciation before you text Devin. No, it's fricassee. I'm 99% sure. How dare you? Of course, I'm partially dyslexic. I can't pronounce anything. But yeah, Google said fricassee.
We need Alexa to say it.
No, she can't say anything. Alright, we're taking our chicken out. Little excess pieces. We're gonna take our parm rind out. As well as our like thyme and rosemary. Alright, one more stem. Any other stems? Alright, heat up. I just dripped into my bowl. Alright, another quick taste. Where'd my spoon go? I still think you're wrong, fricassee. Alright, we're gonna add a little bit more salt to this guy. MSG and pepper. We're gonna add cream here in a moment. That's gonna kind of dilute the saltiness, so we can add a little bit more there. But so far so good. Alright, here's our cream. Let's start with that, see where we end up. And then let's add a bunch of Parm. Now that we've added our cream. And let that kind of do its thing here. Whew. We're getting there. Alright, dry eggs or wet eggs? I probably am the wrong person to ask because I'm okay with them being very underdone, especially with the yolk. I also think most eggs are typically overcooked, but like I'm down with the underdone wet eggs. I have a friend who is the complete opposite, like overcook, completely dry them out. Like the little, they turn into like little pebbles of eggs even.
Hard scramble.
Hard scramble, exactly. But I'm down with the little liquid wetness, so to speak.
Over easy all day.
Yeah, exactly. Now my favorite over easy or over medium, I even asked a restaurant for it once and they fucked it up, but when they're like the egg is right in between that like jello and like hard, I don't know how to describe it properly, but that is my absolute favorite.
You're that asshole that orders the like most minute little detail medium eggs. Okay, it's gotta be the perfect temp. It's gotta be the perfect. No.
Well, no, I asked them. I was like, "Do you guys? Could you do medium?" And they were like, "Yeah, of course."
They gotta be.
And then it came out over easy.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. I get it. All right, let's give these guys another try. Turn this guy down. All right. I'm gonna put the. Grits are just not there yet, flavor-wise. Let's get them there. This guy looks great though. Another taste test, see where we're at. Yup. Alright, that guy's perfect. Just let it reduce a little bit more. Alright. Alright, quick moment for cleaning. See if I can strain the cream in the jug back into the cream in the sauce. Taste it. Alright, let's clean up some space to kind of finish our chicken here. Put this guy over in the corner. Alright, I'm thinking this is the chicken piece that we use. I almost want to cut the... Alright, trust me here, trust me. Come here. Can you sit? Have a paw? Have the other paw? That's the other one, yeah. Give me that one. Give me the other one. Then I had this vision of slicing it in half, and we'll each have a half, but who knows? Alright, we'll leave that there. Alright, that's looking good. I think we should start thinking about plating. Alright, least favorite part of the whole experience is plating, which I think is like one of the most important parts, unfortunately. I just suck at it. So we're hoping to do like a little like spread of the polenta down here, a little bit of the mushroom fricassee sauce across, and then the chicken on the top. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Do we do both? All right, one more repeat. You guys thought I almost forgot, didn't you? I did almost forget. I did almost forget. All right, little plate cleanup. All right, chicken fricassee. I said it right. You guys are saying it wrong. We got the polenta, the basil oil, the fricassee sauce, the mushrooms, everything you could want. I'm excited about it. We whipped this up today. Didn't know what I was streaming literally 4 hours ago. And we came out with a banger. I'm into it. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy the week ahead. I'm going to do my best to do that. And we'll see you next weekend. All right. Thanks, everyone.